for the 18th annual Walk for Thought. Before we get to introducing our host for today's program, I want to express our deepest gratitude to Randall McDaniel, who has given so much to this event and this cause for the past 10 years. For those of you that know Randall, you know that he is always among the first to arrive and always among the last to leave. That's dedication. Let's give it one more time for Randall for 10 years of dedication. Years ago, we had two other special individuals come up to the walk for the first time. Tim Blott, Fox 9 TV news anchor, and Jordan Leopold, former Minnesota Wild NHL defenseman. Both of these individuals have remained involved in our organizations as spokespeople for our Unmasking Brain Injury Project, as well as promoting the work of the organization. We are so grateful for the two of you for becoming a part of our family and for helping us with our work. Thank you so much. And of course, Paul Allen, front and center. Paul has been with us 8 years now, giving us so much time on his show on KFAN, not only to promote this walk, but to promote brain injury awareness in general. Paul, we are so grateful. We know this is an incredibly crazy time of year for you, and yet you are here each and every year. Thank you so much for making this a priority. I'd also like to thank our media partners for making sure that this cause was heard or seen over the airways this past month. iHeartMedia radio stations, especially KFAN, but also Fox 9 TV and CBS 3 in Duluth. Thanks also to our organizational and corporate sponsors for your generous support of this year's walk. And I'd also like to give a special shout out to the Roseville dance team who have been here over the last several years. The Roseville dance team has been with us, and they were organized by Janet Jensen, and sadly Janet passed away this past year, but the dance team is still here this year honoring her memory. So let's show our support for them. They've been a partner of the Minnesota Brain Injury Alliance forever. We are so grateful to them. They're not just a partner in this Walk for Thought or our annual conference for professionals in brain injury, but they're a partner in helping us to advance our mission. This morning, we are pleased to have Mary Hushley here with us. Mary is a speech-language pathologist with Hillman Healthcare. She's been there for 26 years with the pediatric brain injury team, and she is with us this morning to introduce our host for this morning's walk. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mary Hushley.
Be here, and so happy that HHS has been partnered with Minnesota Brain Injury Alliance for like the last 25 years. We're so appreciative of the work that the Minnesota Brain Injury Alliance does for patients and their families, and we are happy that we have been the sponsor of this event for the last 4 years. And it is my pleasure, I'm proud to introduce Paul Allen, who's been hosting the walk for 8 years now. Known fondly as PA on his own show on KFAN Sports Radio, he's been the voice of the Minnesota Vikings since 2002 and is known as one of the best play-by-play announcers in the NFL. In addition, he's also been announcing for 25 years at Canterbury Park. In spite of all his work with his radio show, the Vikings and Canterbury, Paul has always taken the time to be with us at the walk and promote our cause. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Paul Allen.
In hitting this microphone at the Walk for Thought, being the racetrack announcer at Canterbury Park for a quarter century, we, myself and Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer, we concocted a situation this year to benefit our charities. For him, it's the Mike Zimmer Foundation. For me, it's Minnesota. It's the Walk for Thought and BrainInjuryMN.org. So we we ended up with this horse named Gina Baby in May, and all profits, all proceeds that she would earn, my 10% went to the Walk for Thought. So the good news is we took a big swing to contribute what I was hoping would be tens of thousands of dollars. The bad news is she didn't win a race, but that's okay. Because in a roundabout way, since we all give extravagantly and generously through the grace of whomever, last week she was able to run second in a pretty big race, so we were able to give a contribution from Canterbury Park and yours truly of $1,500 this year, and hopefully it may not seem, it wasn't the $15,000 I wanted to give, but it's a start. And speaking of that, a couple of things before we bring up a dear friend of mine. One is coming here yearly and chatting with so many people about so many different things. The ability for so many of you to give generously and or give extravagantly does not necessarily mean those in the world choose to, or they opt to give generously or give extravagantly if they have the ability to do so. There are so many here who do. And you know, we don't need a show of hands for people who have donated or whatever, but I'd like to give them a round of applause for contributing and donating every year to assist with a very, very important cause. And secondly, and I don't know if I tell this story every year, but it happens every single year, is I see so many of these same faces and the same people, and now that I've done this, I believe 8 years or 9 years, is the children that are growing up and the families that, you know, everybody's changing. And, you know, to run into people who had a story in 2018 about a situation that happened to them and how it's impacting them and how things aren't great, and then to come to 2019 and see the same people and then have them say, things are markedly better for me this year. That's what I'm in it for. The improvement, the love, the grace, the giving generously, the giving extravagantly, and it's just so great to see a lot of the same people each and every year. So it's my absolute honor to be here and support Minnesotans who live with the effects of brain injury. This year, two of our favorite sports pros are back, as you heard earlier, Jordan Leopold and Randall McDaniel. Now, my main man, Jordan, I've known him for quite some time, all the way back to when he was a Hobie Baker Award winner as a blue liner for the Golden Gophers hockey team. Goldie? I mean, that's back in the day. So I've known Jordan for a long time. Jordan and I are quite close. When he, you know, really what got Jordan into this, or with my nudging, he got into this, because I remember before he finished his career with the Wild, he was with the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was relegated to Columbus. And there were times, you know, where I would talk to Jordan and he would be in a hotel room and it would be dark and he was having concussion-related situations and stuff like that. And then I told him that I was involved in this, and he immediately dove in and he assists us with the sound and gives generously and everything. He's a wonderful, wonderful human being, an awesome dad. And I'd like to bring up now and get a round of applause for Jordan Leopold, ladies and gentlemen.
Start your show?
98.
98. So yeah, he was covering a little bit of Gopher hockey back then with his old buddy Dubé and Chad Abbott, the producer of the whole channel now, and able to give us a platform to spread the word why we're all here today. I myself, as he mentioned, I've suffered many concussions in my day. Seen people with traumatic brain injury, him suffering with what he's got, you know, Randall over there. And Randall wanted me to tell you guys he loves those Reese's peanut butter cups too. So keep them coming. But no, there's a reason we're all here, and definitely we see new faces every year. I just ran into one of my old school teachers at Armstrong High School, which is amazing. Yeah. So thank you for being here. And then there's also the familiar faces, the people that are here year in and year out. Can't thank you enough for coming, to bring awareness for this, and hopefully we get somewhere. But of course we need money in order to raise awareness and find solutions to answers that we don't have. So with that being said, I'll turn it back to PA. But again, thank you very much for having me here. I'm honored, and 5 years out of professional sports, it's amazing. But I appreciate the run from all the local folks. So thank you very much.
I'm going to keep this real short. I'm so grateful to be here today. I can't say any more than what Jordan and PA haven't already said. This is just an incredible family, and PA and Jordan and Randall and I are so grateful. We're just so eternally grateful that you consider us part of your family. And that's why we keep coming back year after year. And I want to prove a point here. How many of you are here for, I don't know, let's say your 4th time? Show of hands. Yeah, look at that. How many of you are here for your 1st time? Show of hands. Yes! Oh, I love that. Thank you. Please know that as you look around, you have a brand new family. Okay? And the thing that we love about this, year after year, is everyone comes back, and as PA just so eloquently said, we get a chance, you get a chance to see each other grow and come back and share your success stories of where you are on your journey with a traumatic brain injury. And that is just the absolute glory of this organization and this event year after year, and why we all love to be a part of this. So congratulations to all of you. It is truly an honor to be here. And I'd like to bring up Randall McDaniel. Come on up, Randall. The man. Yeah. He generates and gives so much of his time. This is what, year 10 for you now? Why do you keep coming back?
Year 10, yeah. They just remind me of that. It means I'm getting old. But no, you're the reason I keep coming back. I made lots of friends here. As you say, part of my new family. As I said to Hannah earlier, I got to apologize. We didn't get time to get out and do the adaptive golf, and she tells everybody she hits the ball farther than me, but yeah, I've been working on my game. But no, you're the reason why. I kid you not. Like I said, I played football for a long time. I've seen people who go through the concussions and have to deal with it later in life. I was fortunate not to, but if I can spread the word or bring more awareness to it or help just one person along the way, that's how I do it, and that's why I keep coming back. Thank you.
Thanks. That's why we're all here. It's because you've become our extended family as well. So with that, PA, thanks so much. Great to work with you again. You are a true honored gentleman.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Tim Lots, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's, this is my favorite part of the presentation every year, because we get to honor people, and we get to meet people and see people who are going through things, or fighting through things, or have fought through things. And Tim's going to stay up here with me, because we're going to go back and forth on this. And the first honoree is Mitchell Rodzi and his parents, David and Kathy. Now, the family didn't know their son was in a massive head-on collision until he already had been sent to 2 different hospitals, and the hospital chaplain had been desperately trying to locate his family for 8.5 hours. His brain and body had been injured to such a degree that his survival had been less than guaranteed. After 212 days in the hospital, Mitchell returned home facing years of therapy in order to regain the use of his legs, arms, speech, and memory. Yet, in spite of his injuries, his mind kept returning to the troubles his parents had in simply locating him at the hospital. So Mitchell, along with his parents, David and Kathy, came up with a plan to ensure that every Minnesotan's emergency contacts could be made available through their driver's license or state ID. Together with the Minnesota Brain Injury Alliance, Senator Isaacson, and Representative Moeller, the Rodzis created what would become known as Mitchell's Law. As part of getting his bill made into law, Mitchell became a full-time citizen advocate, learning the ropes of advocacy through the Alliance's Citizen Advocate Academy. While working on his own physical and neurological recovery, Mitchell began bringing his story to the Minnesota State Capitol. and sharing it with lawmakers on a weekly basis. After speaking before the Minnesota House of Representatives, Mitchell saw Mitchell's Law included as part of the transportation bill adopted during a special one-day session and signed into law by Governor Walz. Mitchell Rodzi is an example of the power of grassroots advocacy and the importance of the brain injury and disability communities directly engaging with policymakers. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.
On Channel 9 this week. 2 years ago on Mother's Day, Jeff fell down a flight of stairs and ended up needing emergency brain surgery to save his life. After weeks in an induced coma and months in a semi-comatose state, Jeff began his therapies to regain his body, to operate again, and to kind of rewire his brain. And fortunately, he had the support of his family all along the way. Jeff's neurosurgeon had stressed that his brain injury recovery was really unpredictable, and it may take years for them to really know what the outcomes were going to be. However, his mother, his Pat, and his sister Laura had seen Jeff really surmount some incredible obstacles in life, and they figured that he would always come out stronger. Now, Laura set up Jeff's first Walk for Thought team last year. I think last year was your last year, right? 2 years ago. They're back. You'll see them walking around. They all have the t-shirts that say Jeff's Squad on the back. And last year, when they were here with Jeff's physical therapist, Jeff made it away around the course in his wheelchair and got to the finish line. And before they got to the finish line, he said, "Stop." His therapist helped him walk across the finish line. It is their goal to do exactly the same things today. So we're all going to be cheering them on all throughout this walk. And the lesson here is that if Jeff can do it, you can too. No matter where you are in your journey in life and where you are in your journey with your traumatic brain injury, use Jeff as an example. He's not letting anything slow him down. And by the way, his sister, Laura Plantenberg, I didn't have any sisters growing up. I have 2 brothers. I always wanted a sister. If I could ever have a sister, man, you would be it. You have been so dedicated to your brother. You have been his champion all the way, and we honor both of you here today. So thank you both very much. Jeff Hassel and his sister Laura Plattenberg.
Yay!
And I might add, if you get a chance to meet them, Laura has a 10-week-old son, and I know she would love to have you meet him. So what a wonderful family. Thank you both. Congratulations.
Robinson with her daughter Cecily. As a mother of 2 adult children and 1 teenager, as well as a member of the Yankton Sioux tribe, Jamika Robinson learned from an early age the importance of being an active member in one's community. While working for Community Action in Duluth, Jamika began experiencing headaches and recurring numbness in her head. Her doctors kept insisting it was a sinus infection, but an eye doctor on the reservation in Cloquet discovered she had a pseudo-tumor causing excess pressure and fluid on her brain. After years of regular spinal taps to drain fluid, Jamika had surgery to permanently address the issue. However, she has had to relearn to walk, climb stairs, formulate sentences, and retrain her brain for daily life. She can no longer drive a car due to the unpredictable nature of her vision. However, Jamika has raised 3 children in that time and made it her goal to get her GED, a goal she finally met after a year of hard work that included housing insecurity, health flare-ups, and the daily stresses of family life. Jamika used the Alliance's case management program to coordinate with an ILS worker to help her schooling and to navigate her medical benefits. Jamika hopes to continue her education at the college level, not only to improve her employment opportunities, but to demonstrate to her children that her disability didn't keep her from her goals. She tells her children, just do it. You never know. Even if you're afraid, just do it. You only fail when you don't try. Let's give Mitchell, Jeff, and Jamika a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for everything they've accomplished. And we'll take some photos here momentarily.
Keep it cheering. Louder! Dance, yeah.
She's so close back. Where are you?
It's for me.
Are we going?
Oh yeah.
Go Raiders!
Go Rams!
Go Raiders!
Go Rams! Keep it cheering, ladies.
How bad?
That's right. Cheer on for this. Make it loud.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4.